a BYOB master trader. I am the signal. All my trades in profit, I am 777. Moultrie, Bermuda. I see you guys on here this evening. BYOB Worldwide. BYOB Worldwide. I'm definitely excited to be here. Now, question for you guys. I definitely have a question as we get started here this evening. Profit, profit, patience, patience, profit, patience, patience, profit. Question for you all. Talk to me, drop it in the chat. How many of you all took profit today? Stop orders, market structure. How many of you all took profit today? How many of you all, right? How many of you all took profit today? That's all I want to know is I want a 777 in the chat. I want a 777 in the chat if that was you. 777 in the chat if that was you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys. So I love it. You all morning, exactly. All morning, exactly. Today was a great day, and that we actually had the opportunity to really set it up to where you all really, really can grasp that understanding and that knowledge base, of what it is that you are looking to accomplish. And you actually understood today why the market did what it did. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get my screen share together. And as I do that, if this is your first time on a call this evening, this your first time here with us, let me get a 111 in the chat. This your first time here with us. Let me get a 111. And if you are still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222. Let me get a 222 and a 111 in the chat. Let me know who is on the line tonight. Let me see. All right, welcome, 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 and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and welcome back. So I am officially sharing my screen right now. And so for all of you all who are new with us, for all of you all who are new to the call this evening, let me officially welcome you all. And I also want to welcome back each and every last one of you all who are joining us. Good evening, Tampa. And who else do we have join us? Let me see here. Yes, today was full of 777s. Yes, patience, patience, profit. Patience, patience, profit. Hey, Hawaii, how you doing? So now, for those of you all who are new with us, as I was saying, what I definitely want to highlight is the simple fact that what we do, this is Be Your Own Bank. So what we do is about educating, impacting, empowering, okay? This is what we do. We're here to educate, impact, and empower. And so what that means is Tuesday and Thursday nights, we're really here to really help you understand how to take the trades. We're really here to help you understand how to read the market, just really develop that relationship. Good evening, Chattanooga and Covington. So we're here for that. And then in the mornings, what we do is we help you understand how to navigate the charts, right? In the mornings, we're really here to just really, really help you understand so tonight is training and in the mornings is implementation. Tonight is training and in the mornings is implementation. And so what that does is it actually puts you in a position where you are a master trader, where those affirmations are coming to life. You're not here for pop and circumstance, you're not here for all that excitement. You're here to profit. You're here to make money, right? That's what you're here for. And so, that's what we're here to do, is help you understand how to develop this relationship that you have with the charts, right? That is what you're doing, okay? You're here to develop a relationship with the charts, which is ultimately going to lead to profit, and that's literally what we're here for and what we're here to do. Now, let's go ahead and let's dive in here this evening. Now, you guys know HFX, BYOB, Cashout, HFX Simplified. 777 in the chat if you all have been cashing out on that, because we introduced it to you all last Thursday. Also, when I introduced it to you all last Thursday, on Tuesday, what we did this past Tuesday is really kind of dive in to really help you guys understand those support and resistance lines. And then, of course, tonight, what we're doing is we're going to go over it one more time, okay? because we want you empowered, and you're going to find your sweet spots. You're going to figure out what it is that, you know, really is going to put you in that position that you're looking for. So today was your first day cashing out on HFX. Look at you. You guys know I'm going to stop for a testimony. That's it. I'm going to pause for a testimony. Feels good, doesn't it? So I know it's phenomenal. So now let's talk about the BYOB cash out strategy. Let's talk about it. Now, first things first. So we're going to go over the strategy, and we're going to do the other part of HFX. Also, had many inquiries, but what I did after last week's call is as soon as I uploaded that training, as soon as that training was uploaded, instead, like on the call, you'll see I showed you how to get to a playlist. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let me see if I can do something really quick. Because what I did, I want to show you something, because what I did is go ahead and create a playlist for you guys, right? That's what I did. I just went ahead and I created a playlist because I really wanted you all to, let me see, I'm trying to pull this up for you. I just really wanted you guys to really be in a position to where you all were able to go to it without having to, you know, really like navigate through it and things of that nature. So let's make sure we stay muted. Let's make sure we stay muted. So I'm trying to get this. So let me see here. Trying to pull it up really quickly. And I want to show you guys where it's at, so you can go back and reference the training. That's if this doesn't lock up on me. So y'all pray for my Zoom, pray for my Zoom, pray for my Zoom. All right. Trying to pull a channel up right now. So, okay. See if I can do this. So I want to. All right, so it should be here now. Ah, look, that did, it worked. All right, so now when you come to the YouTube channel, BYOB Challenge, right? When you come to the YouTube channel, what you're going to do is just come here and click these playlists, right? You come click the playlist. And when you come to the playlist, you're gonna come to this BYOB HFX Simplified, right? This is where we're gonna go. In here, all right, you'll see all of the videos, okay? So you don't have to kind of go all over the place. You don't have to, you know, kind of fumble through. Everything you're looking for is right here. Now, yes, they are still in those playlists that we discussed last week, but everything that you're looking for is now in one playlist: BYOB Cash Out, HFX Simplified. So we have our initial training. You have the 3 videos from a talk with the finance doctor that really help you understand what they are, okay? And of course, his call last week where we're preparing for it. And I definitely placed, oh, you're so welcome. So what I also did is place Tuesday's training in there, even though it was a market talks, right? A basic training, you know, at the end of it, you still need to understand the strategy in order to do the HFX, but then also, you know, what has to happen also with that, the support and resistance. And, you know, we kind of we dove in and really grasped that. So I just want to make sure that you all understand where you can go and where you can find everything. And so it's one simple playlist. Everything is in one location, and you'll be able to find everything you're looking for right there. All right, everything that you're looking for. So now, as I come here, all right, let's go ahead and get started. What I'm looking for is to be able to, you know, trade the BYOB cash out. That's what I'm looking for. And as I dive in here, all right, we understand that we have 3 indicators, okay? 3 simple indicators. And what those indicators are is we have my stochastic, okay? I have my stochastic, which is momentum. I have my Hikanashi candles, and I have my PSAR, all right? That's what I have. Now, 2 things I want to point out to you that are ultimately very important right now, okay, as we dive in. And there are really 2 things that are really, really important. And so what those 2 things are, all right, if you kind of look at it, is these are Hikanashi candles. They are not Japanese candles. So if I look here, all right, let me change this to Japanese candles for you. If you look here, you see the difference in the candles. Hikanashi candles have they're very smooth, okay? Hikanashi candles are extremely smooth. And so understanding that they're smooth, you see these have all the noise, the back and forth, the buyers, the sellers, the buyers, the sellers. All right. So what I do is I use Hikanashi candles. So when I come to the Hikanashi candles, what you're seeing right here is the fact that these are trend candles, all right? Then, of course, you know, what we'll do is we have our PSAR. My PSAR is the dot, okay? This is the dot. You know, we have our PSAR. This is what we call a parabolic stop or reversal. So these three indicators is what, you know, we need to be able to take the trades. Now, what you see here is you definitely see my Hikanashi candles. I just showed you. That's one of the things I wanted to show you. Then you see the price. All right. Before, it really hasn't mattered. Well, it matters that you know, but it's not something that we really had to like really focus on. But right now, what I want to share with you and what I want to make sure that we point out is, you notice there are two prices here. All right. So we know that this is the price. Okay. This is the price. Say it again. This is the price. Across the bottom is the date and the time. So this is current. All right. This is the price. Now, when I switch over to my Japanese candles, you notice I only have one price. That's that green line. You see how that's highlighted. If I drop a horizontal line on here, I'm just dropping it anywhere. And so don't be like, that's not a support and resistance line, just dropping it. I want to show it. It's for effect. I want to show you something. So when I drop it here, you see where it says, look how this is highlighted. This is highlighted because this is the price my support and resistance line is on. This is highlighted because this is the price my support and resistance line is on. So you notice when you see these things highlighted along the side, if I drop another one, guess what? You have something else highlighted. My current price is highlighted in green, okay? And it's also green right here, all right? If I come to another chart, hopefully this one's selling, it's not. I wanted to show you one that's selling. If I see one that's selling, then it should be red right here. So you notice it's selling. You notice my dotted line is red. That is the current price of the market. All right. That's the current price. Now, when I come back to my Hikanashi candles, okay, you see, notice this says 1.40089, 1.40096. You see, it's changing because it's moving with the actual price of the market. Now, when I come to my Hikanashi candles, right, you notice that I actually have two prices here. I have two prices. Why is that? Why do I have two prices? Well, let me break it down to you. So one of them, Hikanashi candles are an average, right? We know that Hikanashi candles are an average. So knowing that they're an average, that can make that current price a little different, okay? So they're an average. That's what they are. Now, when I come down here, all right, I still need to know what the actual price is of the market. So you notice they're very, very close. Like you see, it's like, you see how it fluctuates? Because remember, your Hikanashi candles are consistently calculating with each movement. Like each candle is calculating. So the overall trend right now of this candle is in a buy, right? The overall trend of this candle right now is in a buy. And so the other one is the actual price, okay, of where the Japanese candles are. And they stay close, but you just have to remember it's based off calculations. So everything you need is right here, okay? So now, let's talk about the BYOB cash out. So I just want to, hopefully that brings some clarity, because I know you see it over here to the side, but you need to know what it is. And also, as I'm looking at this, okay, as I'm looking at this, you also see the number on the side right below the price. So you see right there where it says 1346, that means I have 13 minutes and 46, 45, 44, right? A little over, basically 13 and a half minutes before my next candle. I'm on the 15-minute chart. So whichever time frame you're on, it should be the same here, but this one I add another 30 minutes to it. So whatever time frame you're on, you'll be able to look over here and you can see that countdown as to what the candles are doing, right? You can definitely see that countdown as far as, what the candles are actually doing and, kind of things like that. So that's ultimately what you're able to see. So that should bring some clarity to you all as well. Now, where do we begin and where do we start? So where do we begin and we start? So you say it's the red one. Look, let's look at it. So that's, you see the green one is the actual price, right? The green one is the actual price. Yes, and that one is the average. So yes. And I was going to show you, you can confirm it if I switch over. You see how that says 116, 117, 116. So it's been moving. So it's moving. So just to kind of 126. So actually, this one is the actual price. The red one is the actual price. I said it backwards. I'm looking at it and said it backwards. This one is the actual price. This one is on the same chart with the Hikanashi candles. So this one is the average price because I'm looking at Hikanashi candles. This one is the actual price of the candles. So hopefully that's clear now. Hopefully that's clear. All right. Because you know my dotted line is here, right? So, but they're both like right there. So if it's below, if the actual price is below it, you see how it flipped down, and then you know how it was up here just a minute ago, and so it was flipped to the top and then it flipped to the bottom. So you can see that it's going to move and it's going to let you know. So you know, so that's where it's actually at, because remember these are an average and this is that price, and so that means that this is where my price is actually at this current moment. The actual price. So this one would be more in alignment with your MetaTrader 4, okay? That one would kind of be like more in alignment with where you put your trades in. Now, let's talk BYOB cash out. Let's talk BYOB cash out. So,
why is red going
let's make
down?
sure we stay muted. Let's have some Zoom etiquette. All right, thank you guys. So, I want everybody, as you log on, just make sure that, you know, as you log on and there's whatever it is that you're doing, you should also be on your charts looking and everything else. But let's just make sure that we stay muted and mind those mics. So now, as I'm looking at this, you can definitely see what I'm looking for first. So I have my stochastic, blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum, blue line cross over the red and an upward momentum, right? Blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum around at 80, blue line cross over the red and an upward momentum around at 20. If I'm up here and I have that crossover and cross down, I'm looking for a sell. If I'm here and I have that crossover and cross up, I'm actually looking for a buy. That's what I'm looking for. Now, actually, I don't need this right here. That was for me to kind of share something with you. So let me get rid of those because I don't want anybody looking at those like that is something that we need. Now, so now that I know that I'm looking for a sale, I'm going to actually come back to here. All right. So what I'm going to do, because I want you to be able to see it. Now, as we're going through this, if you have questions, comments, testimonies, drop it in the chat. Questions, comments, testimonies, drop it in the chat. I'm going to get to your questions. I'm going to answer them. So now, so you can see this, you can see where we are right here. Now, of course, we're looking for my Hikanashi candles and my PSAR, because this is my leading indicator. So this is definitely where that crossover began. Actually, you can kind of pull it over to the next candle, honestly, just because of the simple fact that I want you guys to see crossover and cross down. Leading indicator, which means that that needs to come first. All right. So now as I look here, all right, as I look here, I'm looking for my candles. Here is my candles. So I have a red candle with a flat top, PSAR flip to the top. Okay, first I have my PSAR before my candle. These don't matter the order. They don't matter the order. But my candle, like for example, I'm not going to come here and begin to look at this first, because here I'm in that cell. You know, I need it to be in correlation. Like my leading indicator is what comes first. Okay, leading indicator is what comes first. So now when I get right here, I'm looking for this flat top candle and that PSAR flip. So I had my PSAR flip. Normally you do, you're right. You see that that candle flip is first. Not all the time, and it doesn't matter. I don't want you to get stuck and caught on, oh, well, this happened first. The only one that matters that it happens first is my stochastic. All right. And so then I began to look for my alignment, and that's what we actually had right here. So where does your stop loss go? Stop loss always goes above or below the PSAR. So in this case, this would be on the PSAR because you see the dot above the candle, but I want it above. So how far above? That's completely up to you and your risk management. But trust and believe you need a stop loss, all right? So right here. I'm gonna drop that right there. So we know that this is where we are, okay? We know that this is ultimately where it's at. And so now what I'm going to do before I determine my take profit or anything else, I'm going to do what's called time frame confluence, okay? Time frame confluence, which means that I need to check with my higher time frames and I need to check with my lower time frame. Why is that? My higher time frame gives me the direction of the market. My higher time frame really helps me understand what the market's doing and where the market's going. My lower time frame is like, let's see, you know, that lower time frame is simply all the activity that's happening. So you see everything that's actually transpiring and everything that's actually happening with the market, okay? So that's very, very important. So let's go ahead and check my hour time frame. When I check my hour time frame, I need it to look like it's setting up. Basically, it needs to look like we're about to take a trade. It needs to look like we're getting there, okay? That's what we need to look like. And then so that does, right? Because my stochastic is curved down. I still need my price and my oscillator. I need you guys to get away from only looking at the candles. I need my oscillator and my price, okay? And then I want to drop down to the 5-minute. And when I drop down to the 5-minute, it definitely needs to still be selling. And so what you're seeing is that's the BYOB cash out strategy. Now, what happens is, and what takes place is a simple fact that when I do that, okay, when I see that, you can definitely see that I'm going to take that trade to my very first support and resistance line, or I'm going to take that trade to let me see, because I want to show you something. I'm take that trade for 10 pips and cash out as you're learning. Now, this is what I'm gonna tell you. All right. This is possibly part of that 8%, possibly. And this is just by happenstance because everything was in alignment, okay? Now, if you put your stop loss on this, you got stopped out. If you cushion it a little bit, this is why I tell you, if you have your proper analysis, it's going to work out for you. You cushion it a little bit, you did not get stopped out right here. So this is sometimes, and you guys know, I always show you when it works out and we always work with it, but by happenstance, and I saw it and I said, you know what, I'm gonna walk you through it anyway, because I want you to get into a space and a position where you trust your analysis. There is still a reality of an 8%. And so you want to get, yes, you don't want to spaz out, you want to trust your analysis. And everything about this analysis was proper. Everything about this analysis was correct. Everything about this analysis we walk through. And sometimes the market will pull back up. Now, this where you place your stop loss is important. Do not feel like I'm not putting a stop loss because it'll turn back around. Because had that been you today, like let's look at this. Let's look at where we are on this trade. And I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get to where we need to be. So like look at this. You notice some of you are probably still riding this. We're almost to this pivot line. If you look at this one, I'm gonna just look at Euro AUD. If you look at this, you know, from where we were, you're over 200 pips in profit from this morning. From where we took the trade this morning, you are over 200 pips in profit if you stayed in a trade. Let me check real quick because, you know, I'm still in a trade. Yes, I'm over 200 pips in profit. So where you are, you're over 200 pips in profit if you stayed in a trade and you trust your analysis. Trust your analysis. Is going to play out. It's going to work out for you, okay? The reality is there is still that 8%. So you always want to be in that. And I can guarantee you, I can't tell you the last time we hit a stop loss, right? It's been a minute, it's been a while, and that's something to brag on. That's something to, because we want patience, profit, patience, profit, right? So, you know, so, but this would have been one depending on where it is. So what is the question? When we place a stop loss in the same spot with the indices, I don't, rules. I don't care what you're trading, rules. I don't care what you're trading, rules, okay? The difference with the indices is the amount of liquidity in your account and it moves faster. So that's the difference with the indices. You know where you place it, and you need to get in your demo account. If you're in that demo account and you're practicing that, I can guarantee you, get in that demo account and you're practicing that, I can guarantee that though it was some of those questions will be eliminated. I can guarantee that. So now as we dive into our HFX, this still plays the same. Now I'm gonna come back to this, but as we go into this, this is something I promised that I was going to share with you. And it's something that I promise I want to share with you because I want you to understand, you know, how this works, right? I definitely want you to understand how you'll take profit. And I want this in the back of your minds. So now, as we look at this, you guys know we got to compound everything. Okay, we're gonna compound it all. We're gonna compound everything. We're gonna compound out, we're gonna compound in, right? So I'm gonna lower the risk real quick. Risk. Come on, Zoom. All right, so like I said, I think I'm gonna lower the risk. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. But as you look at this sheet, and this will be on the website later, but I was not putting it on the website until we went over it. And I think we're gonna go over it if my Zoom allows me, because my mouse is spinning. So it's trying to freeze up on me. So somebody, you know, if it locks me out and you guys can't hear me anymore, send me a text message or something if it does that. So as I look here, what you're seeing is, and I just kind of need your eyes to follow because I can't click on the sheet right now. So if I'm looking at this, you can definitely see, and I wanted to adjust it, but the point I'm trying to get to you right now is if I have a $500 balance, okay, if I start it, now you can fluctuate that, you can move that, right? And you're risking 5%. What's your risk level? What is your risk? So if, let's just say I wanted to do 3%, is it gonna let me click it now? No. So we're gonna stay at 5%, okay? So you guys will be able to play with this sheet. Now, I intentionally have my trade profit at 50% because most of the time when you do HFX, you'll see that when we go back to the HFX chart, you'll see that there's a different price along those currencies. There is a price that is sitting with those currencies, okay? And so with that price that's actually sitting with those currencies, most people won't touch it if it's below a certain amount, you know, so that the percentage that they're given is based on the simple fact of like the probability of that trade. I'm not going to get into probabilities with you and all of that because we're not the ones with the broker that can determine the price and can determine all of those things. We're not the ones that can do that. But what I'm trying to show you is even if, right, what it's telling you, if I had a $500 account, then my trade size would be, I wanted to lower it because I wanted to show you at like $5, you know, because I want to show you how you can make money, but it's just not allowing me. Let me see here. Will it allow me to click it now to change that? So, hey, I can change it to 3%, and let's start my account with $100, okay? That's what I want to do right there. So I start my account with $100 at a 3%. So you know my trade size is three. Okay. Now that looks like that's a foreign exchange question. So I'll come back to that. Let me finish walking through this and then I'll come back to that. So now you see that my trade size is at 3. And then of course my profit would be like $1.50 at 50%. So you know, this is what I want you to understand, that I can still make money. I can profit. I don't only have to operate at 80%, 90%, right? An educated trader is a profitable trader. I can operate at these different levels. So if I take a few of these a day, you're looking at, you know, this is broken down kind of to give you some goals. You can always adjust this. You can always shift this. You can always change it. You don't have to do 10 a day, but you're looking at the fact, okay, I made $27, right? And as I continue, okay, you know, it's just going to continue to increase. And so that daily amount is going to continue to move. And I need to check these calculations because I think I messed with it right before the call and I might have messed up some calculations. So I'll come back to that, but not in this first group. So because it should be continuously increasing as we go, as you kind of see down toward the bottom, it's continually increasing. And that's ultimately what should be happening because your balance is growing, right? Your account balance and your account balance and everything is continuously moving. So definitely want to make sure you're doing that. Now let's just change this to like, let's say I had $500, okay? Or you notice that, look what I did. Now I didn't spend $500. That's just what's in my account, which gave me more leverage. So you see now my trade size is $15, right? That's what my trade size is. And you see, and of course, I'm still at 50%. I'm still at 50%. And look what happened. I made $84 because remember, this is what you earn. Because when you win that trade, then guess what? You're hit. You keep your money plus you earn. So if I did, let's say $100, and let me just keep my 3%, and let me move my percentage up. I moved that up to $36. Let me just adjust my risk management. Okay, then that's gonna adjust what goes on each trade. You notice at 80%, I'm at $55 now. I move this up. We're talking about HFX. We're talking about HFX. So if I move to 85, right, you notice I'm at $58. So you notice I moved that account balance up and I'm at 85. Now I've made 240. Can you see what I'm doing here? Can you see how you kind of play with this? And you play with this spreadsheet, you play with these numbers, and you see the type of money that you made just that day off of, and it could have been just that morning, because I've seen some of you all, since we've been doing this, in 1 week drop to 10 trades, 5 to 10 trades, and and within, like, you take them back to back and then you're done for the day. So you're talking about $240 in the sake of 30 minutes or so, however long you were sitting at however long you were sitting there. And of course, as you continue to go, you notice the type of money that you're making, how it increases if we're compounding. And so, Lord, I just learned BYOB, now HFX to the training. I go, yes, absolutely. So now you look at where you're sitting, that's $162,000 that you've made in 140 trades. So it's just all gonna be based on, because you see this number is continually rising. So if you are compounding, because I know some of you are faithfully compounding, I know it, right? So let's just put my $100 back in here. All right. Let's just put my $100 back in here. And so at the end of those same amount of trades, as we're compounding, okay, as we're compounding, that's $32,000. Do you know this is where mindset comes in? This is what mindset comes in, because at $32,000, that's around the average that people make a year. And you just did that in 140 trades. This is where that mindset shift comes in. All right. Because this is what I really need you guys to understand. Now, let's go ahead and dive back. So before I leave from this chart, questions, comments, testimonies. Questions, comments, testimonies. But it's going to get uploaded. I was going to do it tonight, but I need to figure out what I changed, and then I'll get it uploaded to the website. BeYourOwnBankMovement.com is the website for those of you all who are new with us. So this is absolutely good for scalpers. This is a scalper's heaven. This is a scalper's dream, right? That's what this is. So I can guarantee you that. So I already know my Scalpers Anonymous Club is going to be the ones. Matter of fact, matter of fact, I already know, like, I'm looking at you guys' comments. I'm about you can use whatever broker you want that deals with HFX. So, but I already know, because it's like one or two of you guys. I know one in particular that I know for a fact is a scalper. And just from when I introduced this last week, I mean, she been dropping them like HFX, 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 right? So you guys talk about Scalpers United. I love you. I love you. So yes, but that is it is profitable. It is. And so this is going to change the game. You telling her to come back. Come on, Miss Clayton. He said, come back to the Scalpers Anonymous Club. He wants you back. He wants you back. You was the vice president, I think, right? So let me go ahead and kind of change this back over. All right, we're going to go back to the charts. So now that we're back on the charts, so now let's go ahead and dive in here and let's talk about this. Now, you can use whatever broker you want that deals with HFX. I'm not going to say one broker is better than another. Nope, not going to do that. Okay. So because, hey, I can't. So, but as we look right here, this is Pocket Option is the one that we're demoing on. That's the one that I'm training on. But that doesn't mean that's the one you have to use. There are many brokers out there. Now, for those of you all who are not with us, but just for a recap, really, what you're looking for is you have a call and a put, a call and a put, a buy and a sell. A call means it's going higher. The put means we expect it to go lower. Now, this is the difference, okay? This is the difference. This is the difference, okay? I'm getting there. I promise I'm getting there. What time frame do we do the analysis? Oh, I'm getting there, I promise. But what you're looking for, okay? This is why, you know, my scalpers are excited, because when you look at this, okay, it's just, I analyze it right. I win, I lose. There's no drawback. There's no pullback. You can win this with a pipette, okay? You can win this with a pipette. And so we already know that's the pipette is the last number that we drop and we don't look at. You can win this with the pipette, which means you'll be in profit. So that's what you can win this with, right? And so that's what I need you guys to understand, that I can win this with a pipette. And so now, as I come back over here, all right, let's dive in here. There's two things I want to show you, and I want to make something clear. Okay, let me make something clear. This is the vibrato. This is that premier tool. So this is that premier tool. Now, what you're looking for, the same way we do our analysis when we pull up our currency pairs, the exact same way that we do our analysis, right? The exact same way that we do this. So what you're seeing is, you can definitely see that Euro USD, GBP AUD, you know, that calling on a 5 minute. So this, how we have analyzed this, what we have done, it is literally no different, okay? You're going to analyze the same way we break it down. You're going to analyze it, okay? Now, the other things is that now you have the ability, the same way we go to the bounce back, the same way we go to, you know, all of the other tools that are in here, the harmonic scanner, you know, all of those tools, and we bring it back to the vibrato, you want to do the same thing. What I'm going to show you is how you also have the option to utilize other tools, right? It's all about tools training. So all the tools are valuable. You just want to bring it back to the vibrato based on the same exact reason for everything else that we've discussed. So when we come into our I am, right? We come in here, I am dot center. Can I come to the initial thing? So I come in here and I want to make sure that I come down here to my, let it pop up. I want to come to my strategies, okay? And so when I come down here to my strategies, you see you have your FRX, your HFX, digital currency, you have everything that you need here. I want to click HFX. And when I click HFX, I can click any one of these, okay? Because what they do is, this is specifically, these tools are tailored to specifically pull for, you know, those quick trades, right? That's what they're designed for. And so I have one pull, right? Just one, it doesn't matter. Now you see that what you're doing is you're getting more triggers. You know, it's not the fact that the any are better, because I can guarantee you when I bring this back to the vibrato, you're gonna see some over there. But you can see in less than a minute, look how many got caught. NZD, USD, GBP, AUD, USD, JPY, USD, GBP, USD. Look, all of these less than a minute. All of these less than a minute. All of these less than a minute. Okay. Now, I say all that because we're not doing all of this. Okay, we're taking this back to the vibrato. We already know BYOB Cashout. We already know how it works. So we don't want to change our analysis. We don't want to shift our analysis. We just want to bring this back. Okay, that's what we want to do. So NZD USD. All right. So NZD USD. So we're just gonna drop this on here. NZD USD. All right. Now, when I place this on here, okay, you can see where you are. Now, as far as your analysis is concerned, you guys should have noticed, okay, that I also have my 3 minute up. All right, I also have that. What I also, first and foremost, I need to know where the market's going. First and foremost, matter of fact, let me go back with creatures of habit, NZD, USD, before I mark up anything. Remember, the PSR flips faster on here. I get my PSR flip on this broker right here. So you come pick this second one, okay? So just let me pick the second broker. Now, I'll come here. You notice on my hour, I'm in a buy, my 30 minute, my 15. So everything looks like we're going up for a buy. But where are we at? Okay, where are we at? And so I can guarantee you, if you have not mastered support and resistance lines, go study it. Go study it, go study them. They are so important right now because what we know is that at support and resistance lines, correct, you're absolutely correct. So what we know is that at support and resistance lines, right? At support and resistance lines, the market always gets a little pause, a pullback, a tug. We need for our trades to stop above. So we know we're buying. We know that. Come back to the 5-minute, you look where we are. You see how, you see how now we're getting some pullback, right? You see how now this is pulling back just some. And so as you can see this, so we already know on my higher time frames, okay? I already know on my higher time frames that we're going up. We already see it. Stochastic pointed up, right? You already see it. It's just pointed up. So we already know what's happening. But if it was an foreign exchange, FRX trade, we already know, bam, we just drop it and we do our analysis, walk away. We don't mind the pullback. We get comfortable. We put our phone down. We relax, okay? We don't spaz out. But with this, you still don't spaz out, but this is not something you get up and walk away from. So you notice that where we are, okay? Look at my 5-minute, okay? So we already know we're starting to get some pullback. Look at what my stochastic is doing. You see that pullback. What you want is you want that pullback to the support and resistance line. You want that pullback to there before you push that button. Come to my 3-minute. I look at now, you see those red candles? I want that pullback, okay? Look at my 1-minute. I want that pullback to happen. When that pullback finishes, you see how my stochastic is starting to curve. You notice that we'll get that PSR flip right here on that 1-minute and we'll have a trade. All right, so you guys can kind of see that. Now, while we're waiting on that to set up, maybe it'll set up while we're on this call. We'll see, because this is training. All right, so I'm gonna come, let me make sure. I'm going to come, and I wanted to write it out. You see, I just pulled back down there. So we're getting close up to where that line is, right? So I want to pay attention to those things. So now I just told you guys it was going to pull back down some more. So we didn't want to just push the button, okay? So when I come back over here, right? I come back over here to my broker. This is why I wanted to show you that first. So NZD/USD. So NZD/USD. You see why I said 50%? That was our example. So a lot of times you guys will walk away from this trade right now, right? Some of you guys will walk away. This is why I wanted to show you how you can still profit. Now, is that compounding sheet going to be exact? Absolutely not, right? It's not going to be exact, because each one is going to be different. You see, I might take a trade and it's at 80%. I might take a trade it's at 70%. I might take a trade it's at 50%. I'm probably not taking this one at 10%, but I just want you guys to understand that, what that is. So it's a guide. I need you to use it as a guide. So it's different with the Forex compounding sheet. No, these are not swipe trades. No, they are not. And so, so I want to kind of pull this up. So now that I'm here, all right, so we already know we were waiting on this to pull back. And so we know that we're waiting on this to finish. Now you see I'm on a 1-minute chart, okay? You never see me on a 1-minute chart unless I'm dropping down real quick just to get that tighter entry. All these are so important right now, all right? They're so important. So also, you need to be paying attention to your support and resistance lines, okay? So like if I come up here, you can see that, let me get to the 15-minute. All these support and resistance lines, you need to pay attention to these, because if you start getting too close to, one of these, right? You start getting too close, and use your line chart, use your line chart. So if I start getting too close to any one of these, so use your line chart, drop it on there. And so bring it back to my Hikinashi candles. You start getting too close, then you already know it's very possible and probable that it's not going to just push through there. We're going to get some falls. So you see, like right here, right? You see how we're just still, mind your mics. You see how you're just still right here where this is still buying, right? And as I come down to my 5-minute, you can see where we have that pullback and everything else that's happening right there. I come back down to my 3 minute, you can see, you know, what I'm looking at right here. You can see how this is pulling back. So now basically, you know what you're all looking at. So now look at how this is beginning that pull back up. So all that activity, and I can guarantee you this, guys, this is going to help your foreign exchange trading too. You want to wait to that PSAR flip. You see, I got that stochastic kind of happening down around here. You got wait on that candle. When that PSAR flips, then you press, you know, you come back over here and you push the button, right? You push that button. You want to make sure you know what your trade amount is going to be, and you want to make sure that your expiration time, okay? Now, you got two different ones that you can use on this one that I know for sure. And using those two different ones, you want the countdown. You don't want the one where you have to wait for it to happen, right? Like where that other countdown where it looks like this. No, we're gonna leave it right here. You're gonna find your sweet spot. I need you to get in your demo account, find your sweet spot. Do I do 3-minute trades? Do I do 5-minute trades? Your pip reaction time is gonna impact that, all right? So your pip reaction time is going to impact, you know, do I do 3 minutes? Do I do 5 minutes? You know, what do I do? I even saw somebody drop a 1 minute, okay? So, but your pip reaction time is going to do that. This is how long you have. So what you're saying is that as this happens, see how it kept going for a minute, but as this happens, that, you know, what you need is, like, let's say we took it back here. Let me just say we took it back here. So 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, 5 minutes, I know I'm ending up here. Okay, 5 minutes. So that means I want to trade. So when this happens, so we're looking for this to come, you know, to get finished with this PSAR flip, then we do that, we do a call. And so you're looking, so each one of these candles is 1 minute. Each one of these candles is 1 minute. And with each one of these candles being 1 minute, you know, that's going to help you. And then also, let me point something out to you, because I want you all to be comfortable in your zone. Okay, I need you all comfortable in your zone. So you notice how each one of these have a different, you know, risk assessment to them. They pay out differently. You guys, some of you guys need to be over here. Some of you guys can be over here. And I say that because your pip reaction time, you know, your reaction. So some of the analyses that come with it, some of the analysis that come with this, right? Some of the analysis that come with this, you know, is what's going to happen. How you going to take the trade while we're on the call? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Look at you. I know. I love that. I love that. 777 in the chat. So I love it. I love it. I love it. But some of the analysis, right? Because they're a higher risk, right? They're a higher risk. And so, and when you say that, that's just like for example, the best example I can give is when you're making a decision how you trade. Some of you all will trade a GBP because of the amount of liquidity and understanding that they disrespect your support and resistance lines a little bit. Some of you all will trade, how do I put it? Some of you all will trade, you know, the indices, and some of you don't. Some of you all trade cryptocurrency and some of you don't. Same thing. You are your own trader. You are your own master trader. And that's why you need to demo this first, find your sweet spot, find what works, and that's where you stay. Because consistency is what you're looking for. Consistency is what's going to build your account. The consistency is what you need, right? That is ultimately what you're looking for. So that's what you need, all right? So now, as you see this, okay, as you're looking at this, you know, this is ultimately where you make that decision. And so they pay out different. And I just walk you through that on a compounding sheet up front. Okay, so when we did that up front, you know, toward the beginning, that's kind of where, you know, we walked you guys through. So come back over here. You see, look, my stochastic starting to curve, my leading indicator, my leading indicator, my leading indicator. And look at what's happening with my candles a little bit, right? So you want to pay attention to all that movement. Notice I'm still here on my 15 minute. I'm still here on my 30. You know, my 5 minute, look what happened with my 5 minute. It was following suit. So now when I tell you guys, it happens on a lower time frame first, you know, so my higher time frame tell me what the market's doing, right? Higher time frame is telling me what the market's doing. You know, I don't like that 4 hour now if I was special, but you can see the pullback on there. but my higher time frame tell me what the market's doing. My lower time frame is where the activity happens and where it happens first. So as I drop down on here, you're starting to see, look how this is starting to turn green. Now you see that it's happening first. Now you see what's transpiring first, right? You can see that. And so as I'm looking, I can see where we are in the market on the chart. And look, you got that PR flip. I'm gonna just come, let me get quick. See, I normally have it open. I wanna push the button, and you allow it to manifest. And you notice that it'll kind of be up in here. The trade will begin to kind of manifest, and you'll kind of watch it come through here. We have 4 minutes and 50 seconds left, okay? We have 4 minutes and, over 4 minutes before this trade. Of course, it's gonna pull down because, hey, but I did tell you I didn't like how the other thing was playing out. But, it's not a hope. You just have to analyze it. And for the sake of time, we don't have time to kind of go back and look at other ones, but you're going to see all that movement and activity. See, we did have that flat bottom PR flip, but you see that pullback because it wasn't all the way through that support and resistance line, right? So I can still kind of move it. It's still like a little zone. So we're technically on it right up in this area. Of course, it's going to go down right now, but this is what we're looking at and this is what we're seeing. And so you just have to let it play out. You just have to let it go. And so you have to get in there and find your sweet spot. You have to get in there and kind of monitor how it goes. You have to get in there and kind of watch this. And you see it's trying to pull back up a little bit. You just have to get in there and let it go because this is 1 minute. Then we'll get another candle. Then we'll get another candle. Then we'll get another candle. So questions, comments, testimonies as we go through this. I wanted to make sure we get through all of this. Wanted to make sure we cover all of this as we dive in and as we go through. Sometimes I would like on there and Bitcoin would be there, but they wouldn't let me choose it. No, not that it wouldn't let me choose it. Now you are looking at contracts. So once again, these are like contracts. So it could possibly have something to do with that, right? So I don't know.
No, you need to. Let me just jump in here real quick, Ms. Dyer. So for those of you, that's why it's important, and we're not going to recommend that what broker you use. So if you have a desire to trade Bitcoin or whatever it may be, then you have to find a broker that offers that option. And secondly, we introduced this concept last week. However, Ms. Dyer, can you go back to the academy?
I was definitely about to head there.
So I want to make sure everybody knows. So the questions that many of you may be asking, if it's new to you, that means nothing we do, we always go back to the basics, and you must engage in the academy. So it's conceptually, the strategy is the exact same strategy, but to get the correct understanding of what options are, you make sure you go back to that playlist, but then you want to also go back to the academy. That's where it all starts. So there's no shortcut. And once you go through the academy and watch those playlists regarding the HFX, then the strategy because you already know the strategy and the nuances, it's just going to make it that much simpler. That's why it's BYOB, Cashout, HFX Simplified. So, but go to the academy, the HFX Academy, so that you can get the proper understanding of the difference between Forex and the options market. So that's very critical and very important.
All right, so diving back in here, going back, so it is on here. So it's on here. So what I was saying literally is, this broker, it has those things on here. You can select cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is on there and it's at 40%. So this, like I said, I'm not recommending a broker. And so now you see how my profit is here, okay? You can see how we broke up and we're pulling above. We did our analysis correctly, and we have about a minute left. And so you see that this is the profit that will be taken off of a $5 trade. I did it low intentionally, but you can definitely see that that's the profit that we will take. Now, also, you can see where it's pulling up. And to go back to the question, to kind of dive back and, in the question, that when we're talking about the price is different, remember, I didn't analyze it over there. All I did is grab the currency and come back. That goes back to do not add to, right? You add to your affirmations, don't add to. Remember what I told you guys last week? When we mix it, you get some pancake mix, get some cake mix, and it says, you know, it says add water, and you guys are like, how many eggs do I need? Do I need 2 or 3 eggs? I said add water. And you guys are like, you know, well, what about this? Well, I didn't say that, you know, so kind of play with it, test it out, but you want to do it with exactly, just add the water. I like that comment. Just add the water, right? So don't add other things to it, okay? And then of course, now you have to get in the academy. You know, I cannot stress that enough. You guys have to get in the academy. So now when I come back over here, all right, let me come back over here as we get ready to close out. So what this is and what we're sharing with you all, right, is how to do this simplified. So now I'm gonna have to direct you back to watch the video. That's exactly why we use the vibrato. You hit the nail on the head. But I'm gonna have to direct you back to the video to watch. So you want, no, don't see, once again, yes, I won my trade. You do your analysis. So 5 minutes is my sweet spot. You know, you got to find your sweet spot. So it could be 3 minutes. I know some people whose sweet spot is 1 minute, you know, so that's your sweet spot. You know, you got to find your sweet spot. And all it has to do is close above what, you know, in that time frame, it has to close above that spot. And so when you go into the academies, the same way we have FRX Academy, this is why we enroll with the Elite Package. I mean, I'm just saying. And so you have access, you know, the high frequency Forex. So, and guess what? You start and you just come through here and you go through the academy. You know, market participants, everything is in here. Every single thing is in here, okay? All that you need. So between last week and this week, you guys had homework. That's why I didn't give you the compounded sheet last week. So between last week and this week, you guys had homework, right? You guys had homework. The homework was to go back and watch those videos. So you want to win. An educated trader is a profitable trader. An educated trader is a profitable trader, right? An educated trader is a profitable trader. And so you just come back through here. So everything is the same. It does not change. That's why I answered the question that way. So do you wait for the flat top or flat bottom? So everything is the same. So I just told you now can use different time frames, but you see how we waited for that PSR to flip. So coming back over here, all right, and it's actually this one, coming back over here, when we did it, we waited for that PSR to flip. We waited. Now what I will say this is why I flip back over here really quickly. I will say this, right? I will say this right here. Okay, this is 1 minute. Now, if I'm on an hour, you know that I don't see these wicks pop back out of here like that, right? But the 1 minute candle is literally just 1 minute. And so if there is a pullback or activity, you're going to see it. But when we took this trade, it had that PSR flip. Look at how all of this is happening around this, right? Look at how this is happening around this support and resistance line. But when I come up here, oh wait, we just hit a new candle, a new hour. So so it's definitely time to transition. So, but when right here, when you look at my new candle, you don't see any of that. What it's doing on my higher time frame is trying to push through the support line. I mean, the resistance line. It's trying to push through the resistance line. So I don't see all that activity. But what you're trading with HFX is the activity. So that's the difference. HFX, I'm trading the activity. I need the higher time frames to tell me the direction. With HFX, I drop down and I'm trading the activity. Okay. With foreign exchange, I don't trade the activity, and that must be my cue. But with foreign exchange, I don't trade the activity. What I trade is the direction. With HFX, I need to understand the direction, but I'm trading the activity. So hopefully that makes sense, right? Hopefully that brings some clarity, all right? And so go through the academy, go watch those videos, go make sure you look at that, and I can guarantee find your sweet spot in your demo account, okay? And so I can guarantee you that we'll see more. And when you drop your 777 in the chat, make sure you put the HFX on there as well, all right? Make sure you put that HFX with it. So we need to allow it to get, yes, I need you to go back and watch those videos, because and even go back and watch Tuesday's training. You have to, support and resistance is your lifeline. I cannot stress that enough. Support and resistance is your lifeline. Tuesday's training is uploaded. It's in that playlist. This one will also be very, very soon. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to transition this call, but you know, you throwing your eggs away and using only water, I love it. Yes. So you are so welcome. You're welcome.